Hello students, welcome back to the next session on the chapter rational numbers. Children, today we will be learning a new property called distributive property. Here this distributive property, multiplication over addition, we have great use in the calculations, in the simplification of some mathematical calculations. Children, you have learned the same distributive property on whole numbers as well as integers when you were in class 7th. Now, in this chapter rational numbers, we will be learning same distributive property on rational numbers. Let us first see the meaning of distributive property geometrically as well as mathematically. What is this distributive property? That to multiplication over addition. See children, here I would like to explain same concept, distributive property multiplication over addition through these two figures. What are these two figures? Both are rectangles. What do they represent? Children, they represent here certain area that it has occupied. I am going to use to explain you distributive property multiplication over addition through the area of these rectangles. Let me take first rectangle, a bigger size one. It has got certain length and breadth. We normally call length and breadth of a rectangle as two dimensions. See children, here the area, that is region bounded by rectangle. The area of a rectangle we normally call it as the region bounded by rectangle. If I want to find the area of a rectangle, I must know its both dimensions. Here we can measure them very well using scale or some other tape. Try to understand, measuring it we can find the area of the rectangle region. See here I am assuming, let the length of this rectangle as B units and the other dimension, that is breadth of it, as the A units. Now, knowing length and breadth of a rectangle, and we know that area of a rectangle is the product of length and breadth. Therefore, its area becomes A into B. Similarly, I have another rectangular region, rectangular piece, to which I can find area. If I want to find area, that is the region bounded by it, I must know its again dimensions. If I want to find the two dimensions of it, then I must either go for measuring it or I have to use some common sense. Here for your exam, for your understanding, I will take one word called juxtaposing. Juxtaposing means what? Juxtaposing technique we normally apply when we know the measurement of already something, using it, keeping beside of an object to which we have to find the length. This is how we learnt finding length of unknown things with the length of known instruments. This is a scale. We know the length of its, this is also a rectangle shape, but not a rectangle. It is a lamina, rectangle lamina, because it has got some thickness. It is a three-dimensional object. Rectangle is a figure. Never can be hold. We cannot hold a rectangle, and that too rectangle is just a four-sided polygon having its each interior angle as a right angle and opposite sides being equal. We know the definition of a rectangle. In our lower class we learned. You should know the meaning of a rectangle, as it is a two-dimensional figure which cannot be held in our hand. It never includes interior portion. If at all I am showing interior portion, it is rectangular region. Something which I am catching in my hand means it is not a figure, it is an object. Object means it will get 3 dimensions. So, it is a 3-dimensional object. So, it is a rectangular lamina. You will come to know these names and all as you study in this 8th standard. Furthermore, solid shapes chapter. See children, using this rectangular region, rectangular lamina scale, since its length is known, we keep beside of unknown measurement and find the measurement with the help of this known measurement. This is called a juxtaposing technique. See children, here if you watch, by comparing these two, one beside the other, keeping it one beside the other, whatever is the measure of this dimension of a big rectangle, that is breadth, is getting equal to one of the dimension of this rectangle. That is how it looks. That is why I gave measurement of breadth of this rectangle as the one of the dimension of this rectangle, A units. With example of objects I will show you. See, this looks like a big rectangle. In fact, it is a lamina again. Its top surface is rectangular region. Let us assume that it has length of B units, breadth of A units. Now, I have another object, again a rectangular lamina. It has got some top surface being in a rectangular shape. Here one dimension, another dimension. If I want to find measure of any one of the dimension by comparing known dimensions of this, I can keep one beside the other, identify that they are having same dimension. Breadth of this big rectangular region is same as one of the dimension of small rectangular region. So, that is how here I have got A units. Here I have shown A units by juxtaposing technique. Technique of juxtaposing is just nothing but finding measurement of unknown, keeping besides of the known measurement. So, through juxtaposing we identified one of the dimension of the smaller rectangle is same as the one of the dimension of this. Next, obviously another dimension is not same, we can identify. So, I have got this another dimension is labeled with some other letter C units. Children, now I can identify very well the area of this smaller rectangular region. It is the product of both the dimensions, that is length and breadth, A into C. Now, the question comes, if I join both, putting together gives a big rectangle. Now, what are the dimensions of it? See children, here this dimension remains as it is, only the another dimension changes. What would be it is? It is very well sum of the length of this big rectangle with the third dimension of the smaller rectangle. That means it is b plus c. B plus c. Here this length added to this breadth. So, b plus c is the new length of a bigger rectangle formed by both these two pieces. Now, if I want to find the area of this region, the area of this region will be the product of both these two dimensions. So, A into B plus C will be the area of these two dimensions. Now, children, individually each piece has got certain area, but when they are put together gives a new rectangle of the area A of B plus C. A into B plus C, A multiplied to the sum of A multiplied to the sum of B and C. So, that both the areas of this equal to the sum of the individual areas of these two pieces. So, that is how here we have got new expression. This new expression is called distributive property. Children, A multiplied to the sum of B plus C is equal to A multiplied to B plus and A multiplied to C. This is called distributive property, multiplication over addition. This is geometrically explained you, here I am showing you mathematically. Distributive property, multiplication over addition, if I am saying let A, B, C are any three rational numbers, if A multiplied over B plus C is A into B plus A into C, then since these three numbers are belonging to rational numbers follow distributive property, multiplication over addition. So, we have geometrically meaning of it and mathematically how we explain, we have seen. We will give one example for the same and verify whether this distributive property is true or not. Just a second. Hi children, now here I have got three rational numbers taken, where these three rational numbers used in distributive property, where half multiplied over the sum of minus 2 by 3 and 5 by 6, whether that product gives the same answer as half multiplied to minus 2 by 3, later that is added to the product of half and 5 by 6. This is what we are going to verify. First one, see here half multiplied to the sum of minus 2 by 3 and 5 by 6. If I want to find these, then I should take the LCM. You know how to add the rational numbers. 3 in 6 for twice, 2 minus 2s are minus 4, 6 in 6 for ones, 5 ones are 5, implies half multiplied 2, simplification of it is 1 upon 6 and product of this 1 ones are 1 upon 2 6 are 12. Next, here half multiplied 2 minus 2 by 3, minus 2 ones are minus 2 upon 2 3s are 6 plus half multiplied to 5 by 6, 5 ones are 5, 2 6 are 12. LCM 6 and 12's LCM is 12, 6 in 12 are twice. So, 2 minus 2s are minus 4 added, 12 in 5, 12 in 12 for once. So, 1 5s are 5, it implies simplification of this is 1 upon 12. So, here in both the cases I have got the same result. So, we can say distributive property is getting true for any rational numbers, any 3 rational numbers. What we can conclude? We can conclude that A multiplied over the sum of B and C, that is A into B plus C, but while reading be careful, A of B plus C, A multiplied to the sum of B plus C is equal to A into, here A is distributed to B first, that is by multiplying A into B plus A is multiplied to C. This is the distributive property, multiplication over addition. Next, distributive property, multiplication over subtraction we can check here for any set of 3 rational numbers. Only the simple change is when A multiplied over the difference of B and C will be A into B minus A into C. This also you have learned in your 7th standard for whole numbers as well as integers. So, distributive property, multiplication over subtraction. So, we will see some more examples and the use of it later classes. Thank you.